explaining to do as to why we missed last week. Because
Yeah.
I'll get to
It
that.
took me a second.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Same thing. I was like, wait, why?
Yeah. So, because just gonna jump it into the episode because I got a little bit of a story time kind of thing because my week was kind of interesting. It started off rough, but it got better as the week went on.
Last week or this? It's Monday. You mean last
week,
week,
right? Yeah,
last week.
But I think meant this week. I'm like, what?
No,
It's
no,
been
no,
like,
no. Last week.
His week, it was so rough. It literally just started.
Hey, man, sometimes that's how Mondays go.
Yep, that's how it went last week for me.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yes, but a little backstory to it. So last Sunday, so not yesterday, but the Sunday before, we, as in the and Jeff's fiance, soon to be wife, met at my place. We just kind of hung out poolside, grilled and everything.
And
hung out poolside, grilled out, and we were drinking beers. And I knew I had a good amount of beers. Like I could definitely feel like I was feeling good, like definitely getting closer to drunk and everything. But I didn't think it was too like bad or anything. I mean, I don't know. You guys were there. Did I seem that drunk or anything?
I mean, you seemed like your usual self. A little bit more talkative though, but
yeah, like he said,
exactly. But that night is when it kind of changed because after Brian left, which was around like 9. Yeah,
like I didn't leave much after that.
So then we left like 8:30 or so.
Yeah. So my drive's like a 40-minute drive home, so I was like, I'm gonna chill for a minute, and then go home.
Yeah. So after Brian left, I went upstairs to like go shower and everything. I vomit.
You threw up?
This man.
No, I didn't know that. Yo.
I then shower and then just completely pass out. Just go to bed.
I didn't know that.
I can't believe this man.
Yeah,
got that drunk. Like when he told me that, I was like, "There's no way." Like you and I had you and I.
I don't think it was. I think it was my usual issues, my rookie mistakes of drinking, where I don't know if I ate enough beforehand.
You still ate something, so like I shouldn't have affected that
maybe
much.
not enough.
You had a burger.
Yeah, I mean, I had a burger and we had the same amount. So I was just like, I was like, but you're that drunk. Like,
apparently, because then it didn't hit me until like 5:30 in the morning or whatever the next morning that I just kind of started getting a headache and my stomach just started getting a little bit off. Like not that I like one of those moments where like if you have like those hangovers or if you have like that upset stomach where if you move, like you feel like you have to stay still. And if you don't, you just kind of feel like shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You just stand still because that's the one area where you feel like you're good.
Yeah.
I was kind of on the verge of that a little bit. So then I just wake up, call out of work because I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it through the work day because I had a killer headache and my stomach was a little off. And I meant to text in the morning to Jeff because we were still on the game plan of podcasting last week.
Yeah.
But I kind of forgot. I was like, I should probably text Jeff, and then
so I texted him around like 4:50 or so. I get ready to podcast. He goes, "Yeah, I can't today. LOL." And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, because like every so often, like one of us, or especially Witmer, since he's the one recording everything, like every so often, he's, and I just can't do it. I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, that's fine. I was like, okay, no worries. He goes, may have had a little too much last night. I'm like, oh. And I just sent a couple laugh emojis, and I'm like, wait, how much more did you have after I left? And I'm like, yeah, basically been dealing with a hangover all day. And I was like, dude, what? Like, how much did you have to drink after we left? And he goes, nothing. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, nothing.
I put down another beer. And when you left, I put down another beer, and then I left.
Yeah.
That's
honestly
fantastic.
It was one of those issues I had because I took a like Advil that morning.
Yeah.
but I felt like I couldn't stomach anything. You know that feeling in your stomach, like you're not sure if you're hungry or you're about to like vomit kind of thing. So like I wasn't able to I felt like I couldn't eat it. I didn't eat anything until like after like noon.
Oof.
And then I finally just got like these like rich like cheese cracker things. And we got like a little box of it or whatever. And I could just kind of finish off the box of it.
Love it.
I needed something, and that was the closest thing I had to crackers.
Wow. Bro. Whoever doesn't have like any successful nights, it sounds like.
No.
Whenever he drinks, it just sounds like he has just a rough like next morning.
I do.
Yeah.
Or he just doesn't like. I'm excited to see how you react the morning of Jeff's the morning after Jeff's wedding. Like that's what I'm. That's what
I survived this bachelor party.
Yeah, but that's like that's a marathon. That's a couple day marathon.
Yeah,
it's not like a one nighter like where you're just like, all right, let's go. So that's what I'm excited for.
I can't wait.
That Monday was rough for me, so I wasn't feeling good.
It sounds like it.
A little after, like maybe like an hour after I texted Jeff or so, I just finally was getting over the headache.
Man,
yeah, that's.
And then we played Halo that night.
Oh yeah, we did. Forgot about
that. And Jeffrey didn't do well again. Shocker.
That's kind of why we weren't able to podcast last week, because I couldn't.
Physically.
Yes.
Physically he couldn't.
Here on the day-to-day.
Yeah, and because of that, my whole kind of week in terms of how I do the podcast was just kind of off. So I just didn't post anything last week.
That's fair.
Because Wednesday I had my sister come up. So I got to see my niece for the weekend. Because Saturday we were because it was the Phillies were playing the Pirates, and her husband and they live out in Pittsburgh, and he's obviously a Pittsburgh fan. So whenever we get an opportunity, was like that kind of Philadelphia Pittsburgh kind of rivalry or whatever. It was just we kind of tried to make an effort to see those games, and it just so happened to fall on that weekend. So we all got together. And we got to have Peyton go to my niece's first baseball game. And it was really the first outing I feel like she had in that kind of setting. Like obviously the night before we went out to McGurk's, the new restaurant right by us that just opened up probably a month ago. Because my sister wanted to try it and everything. So we did that. And she was fine there because we just whenever she got restless, we just kind of put like a movie on and she just kind of zones in on that. And if you've ever been anywhere with a 1-year-old or that young of a child, you know how little they kind of keep you to cooperate.
The pride just comes out straight up right away. It doesn't care. It's fine.
I mean, I have 2 nieces. My cousin has 4 kids. It's like you go out and it's like it's a baby. Like you don't expect anything.
No. Yeah. She handled herself pretty well for the Phillies game for the most part, because I wasn't sure how that was going to go with the 1-year-old and everything. We did the same thing. We just kind of had a movie on, but she was still being pretty restless because it was hot out and everything.
Yeah.
But luckily we were able to stay there until like the end of the 7th inning, and then we got out of there because
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Were you guys at least in the shade? This past
Saturday was hot.
It was. What did you say, Jeffrey?
Were you guys in the shade at all?
Yeah, we were sitting on the third base side. I mean,
nice.
That gets shit first. So
yeah, nice. That definitely saved you a couple innings.
And we had great seats too, because we're like maybe 7-8 rows back from like ground level, kind of.
Nice. That's nice.